welcome back to my channel, The Malinis. My name is Mali and I'm going to be your host. And I'm going to slow down. Today, we will be talking about one of my favorite things in the world, me, and how I learned English. But before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, my channel of 3 years survived just fine on one video. But my program of teaching English is only 1 week old and is in desperate need of your support, or just support. So if you would like to see more of me, and potentially my high heels, and other epic fails and product reviews, and things that I haven't thought of yet, like and subscribe, share the word, spread the love, and then come back to join the Malinese cult right here on YouTube. Oh yeah. Jokes aside, in my last 2 videos I have disclosed that I am in fact a non-native English speaker who has been teaching English in Asia for a good decade now. My contract with the Malaysian Ministry of Education sadly came to an end about 5 months ago, and I have been unemployable ever since, simply because I wasn't born in an English-speaking country, which by definition makes me a non-native English speaker. Secondly, I have an Asian-sounding name. To that I would like to say, 我的中文不好，พูดภาษาไทยได้ว่าไม่เก่ง and bahasa Melayu sikit-sikit. In essence, I don't speak any Asian languages. I totally would if I could, but I can't, so I shan't. So the last reason would be I'm super pregnant. So there you go. Since I can't work, I've decided to take my English lessons to YouTube for free. For everyone out there who cannot afford formal lessons, I'm going to offer it to you for free. All you need to do is to subscribe, and then in the YouTube comment section, let me know what I can do for you in English, so we can help each other out. Okay? Okay, so now, how did I learn English? I'm going to keep this as short as possible, because for once my lights just went out and I have to go all the way back to when I was 4 years old. So as a 4-year-old, I watched a movie with Sir Peter Ustinov in it. And someone said, oh, he's multilingual. And I said, multi what? Oh, it means he can talk to anyone in the world. Now picture me as a talkative 4-year-old and someone says, here's the magic pill that allows you to just not stop talking ever. That is what it meant to me. This story is pivotal to my entire language development because my passion for languages, and particularly English, had been awoken in that very moment. So thank you very much, Sir Peter Ustinov. There. Years went by before I finally held my first English textbook in my hand, full of passion, excitement, and motivation. I drooled all over it. I opened the book. I closed the book. I looked at it. No, it did say English. So I opened it again. It may as well have been the active ingredients list to some cough syrup. That's how much I understood. So I closed it again, pushed it to the side, and never touched it again. Well, that's a lie. I had to touch it in class. But for the next 3 years, I would survive English class solely on vocabulary tests, not on grammar. Eventually, it would ask in exams, underline the adverb in following sentence. He drove his bicycle very quickly. It's not like I didn't understand the sentence, I just didn't know what the adverb was. And so my teacher asked me whether I had difficulties, did I have any questions? And I said, what's an adverb? For the next 10 years, That's after I left school. I did not know what an adverb was. I do now. Now that I'm teaching English, I know what an adverb is. But back then, not a clue. So I closed the book, full of disappointment, put it in my bag, went home, got the book back out. You and I, we will be friends. My book didn't feel the same way about it. And so we gave up. We decided mutually that we were not going to be friends. Now imagine me, the one thing that I wanted so bad, and I just couldn't get my head around it. The urge that I felt to incinerate my evil textbook and the many embarrassing ways that I had to find out. How difficult it was to burn hardcover. Oh well. I did what I did best, and I sat back again and I watched TV. This time it was a documentary about some nature tribe in either South America or Africa. Don't remember. But I do remember there was a bushman, half naked. He's never seen a school from the inside, but somehow he spoke English. He spoke better English than me, and he didn't have my textbook. So it's possible. There has to be a different way. So back to square one. There has to be a better way to do this. And so there we are. Alright guys, I just had to change positions. As I just said, I live in Kuala Lumpur, and when it starts raining here, the sky just opens up and darkness overcomes the land. And so if you hear a little thunder or rain, I can't show you, it's the monsoon. Anyways, back to the bushman. So I thought, if the bushman can speak English, then what's holding me back from speaking English? So I thought, okay, so he has most likely even less access to English than I do. So I can just pick and choose. So I thought, all right, what do I like? As a standard teenager, I like watching movies, watching TV, reading books. You can possibly tell by my selection that I was a teenager pre-internet, or else I would have liked playing video games and Facebook a lot better. Alas, those things weren't around when I was a teenager. So before I start giving you a rundown of all the pros and cons of the internet, and all the mistakes that I made in the avenues that I thought I could relate to, I'm just going to cut right through to the chase. I learned English through music, and I'm not a musically inclined person. So naturally, I started listening to an artist that I liked at that time, which was Alanis Morissette, and her song was Jagged Little Pill. Sadly, that was highly inappropriate for me, not by content, but her language was very much too high for the standard of English that I was at. Little did I know that that was to be my last ego damper ever. So Alanis Morissette didn't work out for me, but the beauty about pre-internet was that we were still listening to the radio, and a boy band that was very popular at that time, Take That, was on the radio 24/7. Their song was Babe, and while my mother was driving the car, I made a conscious effort to actively listen to their song and try to figure out what the song was about. I found Take That to be very easy to follow because they used very simple vocabulary, simple grammar, and clearly enunciated words. And so when I got back home, I went to my stereo and recorded it off the radio and started playing it back and forth to myself, writing down all of the lyrics that I thought I heard. And Youth magazine at that time had their lyrics printed, so I pulled those and I compared the notes. Did I get it all right? What did I not get right? Why didn't I get it right? And what does it all mean now? Words I didn't understand, I translated straight away. And then I translated the whole thing back to myself and thought, oh, yeah, not a bad song. I did get it very wrong in the first place, but it's okay now. And So then without the music in the background, I started talking to myself, reading the lyrics out loud, finding correct rhythm and pronunciation, and eventually I got it right. Or I thought I got it right. And so I started playing the song and I started singing the song. Now, this is not something that you have to do in front of anyone, that you can do that in your bedroom at night, lonely, alone. So did I, at least. And every time you find yourself to be off key, that's when you know you're mispronouncing something. If you find yourself not mispronouncing something, you stop singing, you listen again, and you find that the natural flow of the language actually swallows a couple of words or combines words into each other and mashes them. And eventually you get there. So thank you, take that. And that's basically how I started. And from there I built up on to, I think it was Shakira actually. Whenever, wherever. I'm not entirely sure, I don't remember that. But I think it was Shakira. So I made a hobby out of just listening to songs and writing down what I thought I heard and then pulling the lyrics. So that is how I did it. Now when it comes to singing songs, again, you don't have to do that in public or in front of anyone. You can do that all by yourself, alone in the bedroom in the darkness. If you keep finding yourself mispronouncing things repeatedly, this is what I did. I actually did facial gymnastics. Again, this is not something that you have to do in front of anyone. You can do that alone, all by yourself in front of the mirror, or even without the mirror, just by yourself. Different languages actually do activate different muscles in your face. So here's what I did. Don't laugh. Basically, facial stretching to get the muscles to move into the right directions. Not that English is so freaky that you need to unhinge your jaw, but it's just getting your jaw ready to open your mouth wide. Do the underbite and shift it and have a good laugh at yourself while doing that, or at me. It does help. Anyways, that is how I learned English. If you would like to learn English with me, do subscribe. Or if you are in KL, we can do it together, face to face. I will cost you at least a coffee or 10. Okay, no, I'm really actually quite expensive. But do let me know in the comments section below. Thank you. Bye bye.